Yo, what is up, guys? So, today we are going to be doing an Atlas review. Or should I say, one pie! I'm sorry, okay. Anyway, so,
Tenno, there's a time-limited mission alert available.
Lotus, how
Check
many
navigation.
times? How many times? When will you learn? Okay, so, this is Base Atlas. He's not cool. This is Telemon Atlas. Looks like a freaking robot. This is Grox Atlas. Honestly, Atlas hasn't gotten a really good skin yet. Like what? You got a fedora? You got a fedora? No. Then yeah, like personally, this is the only decent helmet. Like his base helmet, it matches his outfit, but his outfit's bad. Okay, this is the color scheme, by the way, if you're looking for a Saitama one. Literally, what they need to do is get a skin that actually gives you like a onesie, because that would look awesome for this. Anyway, so for him though, obviously we got the white cape, and we got our melee ready. Okay, so the first ability is landslide, or as I like to call them, the insta-kill punches, because why not? Then you got Tectonics, which is just a rock wall. You press it again, the ability button, and you can throw the wall as a little like ball that'll roll towards enemies hitting them. It does decent damage and lasts for a while, and then when it actually like is done hitting them, it explodes. So I mean that's pretty cool. Then you got Petrify. You basically harden enemies, and when the enemies are hardened, they're hardened for a while actually, and then you can just beat the hell out of them, and then they're dead. And then you got Rumblers. Rumblers isn't that good. I've heard it got nerfed, and I've seen it. It's pretty bad. It basically summons two rock golems, and they start hitting things, but they don't always hit. Due to their size, they miss a lot of enemies actually, and they hit slow. So it could be better. I mean, you only use the first ability for most players, so that's always the good part. And it costs like very little. His passive is just he can't be knocked down. That's it. God mode. Right here. Here's my setup for him. I could have put narrow-minded on it if I wanted the energy efficiency to be perfect. My problem with that, though, is that lowers the range. Your punches actually do have a range, though. If you don't know why, it's because when you hit an enemy, the enemies around them actually get hit, too. So, yeah. Overall, it's a fun little class. And I would use my Galatine Prime for the damage modification, but I don't want to. Also, they haven't explained it yet, but here's the thing. Atlas's Rock Fists actually are affected by your melee weapon. My only proof of that is if you swap between an Econa Prime and a Galatine Prime, your damage skyrockets for the punches. Like, it's like ×4 compared to what you would do with the Econa Prime. Which, maybe it's weapon size, maybe it's the actual weapon itself, maybe it's the mods. I'm not sure. I haven't felt like looking into it. I just know it works, and I like it. So, that's my logic right there. Also, fun fact, Atlas is the frame that I've spent the least time playing with, and it's also the frame that I have the most kills. The reason for that is because I always farm this survival infestation, and I normally make it like with other characters I can survive solo for about like 20 minutes 50 minutes if I'm actually trying. Like I can go for a while. With Atlas, my longest survival on this place with 4 people was like 6 hours, and I was still insta killing into the like 4th hour, I think it was. Like by the 5th hour I was just doing punches that it could kill but normally it wouldn't, and I would have to rely on teammates for like the big things, but it worked out. Anyway though, so we're going to look for a nice mission to do. We're not going to do anything like really high, but we're going to do something like decent in level. Basically just something simple, but not overboard. Yeah, okay. I really hate this new system. Like where they've got the little cursor. Ew, okay. Yeah, let's do a survival in this place.
Distract the infested while a lone Tenno operative hunts
Okay.
for supplies. Set off the alarms to start. A steady stream of toxic spores is being released into the area. Hold on. Emergency life support is inbound.
Okay, so we're gonna start off
Delivering a
using
life
the
support
sword
capsule to the area.
until our energy gets a decent
Activating
amount
it will buy
higher.
you more time.
The reason
Fallen
being is
enemies
just so
will
we have a
drop
lot to
crucial life
spam.
support. Be on the lookout.
And while we're at it, let's just go ahead and talk about Atlas's survivability. And also where he would plank in my, place in my ratings. Personally, I don't think Atlas is that, broken stat-wise. It's literally just his first ability that is broken. However, that being said, his survivability is decently high. I'd say he's a mid or high tier. He's not an extreme tier character, which, by the way, a good explanation for this is low tier is level 1 enemies to level 25, obviously 1 being the lowest.
Life support on the way.
Mid tier for me is 25 to 50. 50 to 75 is high. And an extreme tier is any character that can still kill decently or hold their own at 75 or higher. Not many characters reach that tier, but some characters do just because of what they do. So, yeah. I'd definitely place him in mid to high, even though he's not a prime. When he gets his prime, I'm hoping they nerf his first ability and then buff all of his other ones. If not, then just buff his first ability even further. Not even kidding. If they just do that, it'd be nice. Okay, so then, let's get on to what we were talking about for his abilities. So first, we're saving the punches for last. So you got Rumblers. We're gonna work backwards. Rumblers. They punch enemies. Sadly, you can't see their damage values. But, I mean, they're clearing out the horde slowly. That's always nice. After they die, we'll show you the next ability. Also, fun fact about the Rumblers, I only found this out, I think it was yesterday, the day before. The reason I found this out, actually, is because I don't use the last ability, ever. They actually do have a ranged. They can throw rocks. I didn't know that before then, but, yeah. Fun fact. Anyway, so now we got Petrify. So, yeah. The enemies can't do anything for, 20 seconds. It's a simple ability, and it's basically like Frost. Except I think it's longer than Frost. Is it?
Additional
Probably
life
is.
support has arrived.
But yeah. It's a neat little stats effect, though, for whenever you're dealing with an enemy that's just a bit too strong for you. And you got Tectonics, which is the Trump ability, where you build a wall, and then you just press it further. And it crushes things. Okay. Now then, on for our favorite ability. Let's let the Zom swarm and then one punch everything. Now I just want to point out, if you look at the numbers, this thing's doing 5,700 damage a punch. Sometimes 7,000, sometimes 1,000. The numbers are ridiculously random. And that's with the Nikon Prime equipped. However, if you have the Galatine Prime equipped, the numbers can go up to 17,000. Which, I mean, that's the highest I've seen so far. And that is some ridiculous stuff right there. Yeah, that one was 10,000. Yeah. And it doesn't matter, like, what enemy it's on. It's just flat out the numbers are random as hell when you hit. Because even hitting the same enemy of the same level, you're not going to get the same number half the time with these punches.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
It just hits a random value within a certain range. So I don't know if there's like a maximum to that value. But I can tell you whatever the minimum is, it's pretty high. And this is why this is my, like, guilty pleasure character. It's basically like, it's broken, and a lot of people know it's broken, but if it gets fixed, then the character's gonna be completely worthless.
Keep up the good work.
Because the character's only good because it's broken. Yeah, like, that was 11,000. But yeah, though, no, like, punches are beautiful. Also, I don't know what the little passive to the side does. I probably should have read the abilities all the way through, but let's see if it involves these guys. Yes, it does. You have armor.
Life support incoming.
Yeah, okay. And it actually coats my body in rocks. It's not from using abilities, it's from summoning golems and then blowing them up. That is... I didn't know that. That's a cool feature. I'm probably never gonna use it. Anyway. Now that we're past 5 minutes, we should probably get out.
Support capsule.
Now, in the ranking category, for like when we're sorting through all the warframes, I don't know what you would put Atlas at, because you could say he's like an offensive frame, but is he really? He has a status effect and a summoning effect. Now, Cora you wouldn't put on offensive, you put her on support, and she's a summoner because she's got her little Kavat. So it's kind of an iffy one. I mean, literally, if you put him on offensive, it'd literally just be for punches. So it's kind of a two-way streak there. Firstly, like, for my list, I might just straight out go for punches, like being the offensive. So yeah, though, he's a pretty cool frame. Oh yeah, and all kills that you make with him, if you plan on getting focus, and this is just for people trying to get a lot of focus, if you play a 4 people match with, like, you're getting basically most of the kills. If you have the same lens on Atlas that you have on your melee weapon, you're getting double the focus for your punches, because the punches actually count as your melee focus too. I don't know why. I think it actually is just because your melee weapon affects your punches. But it's a nice fact. Like, he's a good character for building up focus if that's what you're doing. Also, if you can't tell, I labeled this Limbo, the loadout, and the reason is because Limbo used to be my main. Atlas is now my main. So, yeah. And our next one is going to be on, I think, Octavia. Y'all think Octavia's good? I mean, I could do Volt Prime or Valkyrie Prime, but I'm going to have to level them to level 30. I could do Trinity Prime, but I need to craft it first, and I still need one piece, and that Cryotic is not fun to farm. Not fun to farm at all. I think I still need to farm, like, 30 more excavators. 20 or 30 more. Which, I mean, yeah, that's not a lot, but just for Trinity Prime, and I don't really like Trinity to begin with. Like, if I get the Prime, it'll just be for bragging rights. Ain't gonna be to play that. And then, like, Limbo Prime is getting added soon. Gonna definitely get that. Necros Prime, we're gonna get that. I actually have all the parts except for the chases for Necros Prime, so I might get that soon. Not built even, it's just the fact that I don't have the chases. Like, I need to go do the relic for that. I heard, isn't Nyx Prime a thing? I don't like Nyx, though. Nyx is cool, but it's the fact that, like, Nyx can, make things boring. Okay, and then you got Ash. Ash Prime is a thing, though. You got Nova, but Nova Prime's a thing. So yeah. And I'm trying to keep this down to, like, if there's a primed version, I'm gonna do the primed version. I'm not gonna do the regular. We could do Equinox next, actually. Because Equinox probably won't get a prime for another, like, I want to say, like, 5 updates. I could be horrible wrong. It could be right after Limbo. But I want to say at least, like, 4 or 5. It could be as many as 10, but, like, 4 or 5 minimum. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Equinox can be our next frame to review. And when we do it, we're going to do it in a fancy way. With the Endura. We just pulled out the Endura like it was an Icona. Okay, I'm happy. Anyway, though, we're gonna actually dress her up, though, for that stream. So, hope you all had fun watching. And like always, I will see you all in the next review. Have fun.